Morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night to some of you. I am David from Divination Nation, and I am here to bring you a collective reading. Now, I get that some of you are in a situation where there is separation, that some of you are in the space of wanting to heal, and I get that some of you are in the space of wanting to move on from something that has been rather challenging. Now, I will bring something new into this reading that I did not do in readings, and that is cards that are in the reverse as well as the upright. So, in this, I don't know what's upright, I don't know what's reversed. I think all of them are upright. Not exactly sure. I think I may have fixed them all. Anyways, what I'm going to do is I am going to shuffle these cards, and then from there, I think I should probably turn on the light. This one. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Seems that the divine gifted me with the chair so that I'm able to do these readings today. And okay, so we're gonna go ahead and shuffle these cards first. We're gonna see what the divine has for it. If there's any that end up upside down, that is because the divine is calling or willing for these cards to be upside down. And if there's none upside down, well then even more of a reason for them to be right side up, okay? All right, Spirit, let me do your work. Divine Spirit, give me whatever the collective needs to know at this point in time when they see it. This reading is timeless, by the way. So let's see what pops up for the collective. I'll try to draw as much information as I can from each card. And for whoever sees this will apply to you. Okay. Yeah. With the chaser in the reverse, I very much get the feeling that you guys are done chasing. I very much get the feeling that you were the chaser in a codependent relationship, and now things have turned. Now you're the one being chased. I feel like you had an an abandonment issue, and now that maybe has flipped to an intimacy issue, where it could be that you poured your heart out to someone in the past, and you were met with abandonment. Now, I get the feeling that because that's in play, that there must have been some type of something that switched in your mind. Perhaps a tarot reading that you watched, perhaps some advice that somebody gave you, perhaps somebody, something you've seen on Facebook or Messenger, um, maybe some type of YouTube reading or something like that, that gave you the advice that you needed to know in order to no longer chase whatever it was that you were chasing. And because you decided to head in the opposite direction as opposed to chasing this person, because I do feel that this is a person that you were chasing, you learn to get rid of your fear of abandonment. And in a way, this empowered you because now instead of you being the chaser, I get that you're the one that's chasing now. I mean, I get that they're the ones that are chasing you now. So if you have that dynamic going on, then this is a video for you. Let's see what else comes out. I feel like you're not codependent in a relationship anymore, which gives me the idea that you are free. Freedom. That's what I get from this. You're free to do as you will. I feel like some of you may have had to move too, to some degree or another. Maybe in your mind, maybe move your emotions to something else. And if you are chasing anything, I feel like you're chasing your dreams now. Like you actually have the time to be able to chase your dreams now. Whereas before, perhaps you didn't. Yeah, see, one of the things that was leading you to this idea was the fact that there was no clarity in that relationship. I feel that through this, you've gained clarity and truth. Some of you have yet to reach this clarity and truth because there's a revelation that needs to happen. I feel like you're holding your solidarity to yourself because the chaser and the sword and the rose are both pointed in the same direction. And it's to say that your mind and your heart are both aimed in the same direction now. I get the feeling that through whatever this hardship or trial it was that you were facing, that you started to understand more of yourself, which is actually a beautiful thing because when you think about the idea of chasing your own dreams and going after what makes you happy, as opposed to trying to chase after something else or someone else and it failing miserably, you're starting to find that now you actually have a sense of purpose and you also have increased happiness because of this. Yeah, I get the feeling that you found out something about a twin flame. Now, this card is in the reverse. So I feel like you finished a contract of some kind. Like, whatever it was, this bit of truth or this bit of information that you found was a necessary aspect for you to understand what it was that you were doing and how it was failing or how it was working. For some of you, I feel like it was working, but just enough. For others of you, no, there wasn't enough. There wasn't enough to fulfill you. You thought this was a twin flame, but the fact that it's in the reverse gives me the idea that perhaps this was a karmic twin flame. Now, karmic twin flames are there to show you what it is that you don't like, what it is that you do like, but they're there to bring trouble into your life to spur you for some type of drastic change. Now, that's why I say that some of you guys may have moved just simply because there was no necessity for you to be headed in the direction of someone that was in the location that you were in. I'm not yet getting heartbreak out of. I don't feel like there's any type of just yet, but let's see. Let's pull some more cards. Yeah. So this could have been some type of thinking process. This could have been some type of conditioning that you were placed into, because with the cassette in the reverse, I very much feel that somebody put something into your head, and your head recorded it, your mind recorded it, your brain recorded it, your soul recorded it, and in a sense, you started acting upon that program. However, because this card is coming out in the reverse now, as much as the rest of these cards, I get the idea that you're done playing these things over in your head. You're done replaying the events of whatever it was that you had to deal with. I feel like you've come to a certain realization realization that perhaps, maybe in some way, shape, or form, you might not be able to figure everything out. I'm gonna go ahead and put these like this so that you guys can see them. And you know what? Let me reposition the camera too. Does it resonate? Okay. So I know the lighting's horrible in here. Perhaps maybe I need to open this up. Is there some better lighting? Hopefully. Yeah, and the bread's not working either. Go ahead and put this right here. There we go. That seems better. Okay. But if that's the case, then I guess I might as well just this one. All right, so tied together with cause a lot of confusion in your life. They may have gaslit you a lot, and they may have done a lot of different things to keep you trapped in the space that you were in. And the only way to get rid of that was for you to move away. Now, one thing that I've learned about breakups in general, any type of breakups, is that usually they're caused because both partners in the relationship couldn't grow to a certain degree. So people tend to mirror various different types of insecurities, defense mechanisms, traumas from the past. And these tend to have a deleterious effect on the functioning of the relationships. So, very much, I get that feel here. You starting to find out a lot of the different things that maybe perhaps you contributed to the hardships that you've received lately. But I think for the most part, whoever's listening to this video has started to see a lot of different benefits going on over the last couple months. Maybe for some over the last couple of years. Yeah. See, with this card coming out in the reverse, I almost get the feeling that a lot of you guys had a situation in which you thought there would be some type of commitment, some type of partnership. Felt like your life was complete and there was union. I kind of get the idea that because of this dynamic where you stopped chasing, it's almost like you took off the rose tinted glasses and you put on Saturn's reality glasses, or what I would like to call Saturn's reality glasses. Saturn showed you something about reality, about your current reality, and it showed you that in some way, shape, or form, whatever this partnership is that you are still thinking about is gone. It's no longer there. Yeah, see, I feel like some of you guys were heartbroken to some degree, and because that card is coming out in the reverse, I feel like you've gotten over this sadness. I feel like you've gotten over this depression that you may have felt. There is breakup in this card. I just want to go ahead and show you guys real quick if this thing will focus. There's breakup, there's feeling fear, or feeling lost, grieving, and mourning. Yeah. So this is all past energies. I definitely get the idea that this was all in the past. You guys moving on from that though. Some of you guys might still be in the feeling of heartbreak, and the feeling of getting over the pain that you may have felt, still in the grieving and mourning process. Yeah. So check this out. Hello, Cameo. So when you get cards like these coming out, why it's not focusing. As you can see, this card here, or as you can't see, I don't know. This card talks about making healthier life choices, both in love and in life, and self love, self care, and being happier. That card being in the reverse, it supports the idea that this heartbreak and this lack of commitment is connected to the idea that you're chasing something too much. Now, there's one thing that I've learned from Casey Zander, and he said that when you show attraction to any female, and I'm just going to put this as any divine or divine masculine, because a lot of the times the females tend to take on the energies of narcissism. It's not all females, by the way, because I mean this is something that's in males too. Any males who take on the feminine energies and they act with narcissism, and see, narcissism isn't a bad thing because narcissism seeks to get what it wants. And if you take a look at the just general nature of females or feminine energy, nature itself dictates that it seeks for the best. It seeks for the strongest, the fastest, the smartest, the most emotionally agile. And that's basically the energies of narcissism. It seeks to, for lack of a better word, fulfill its needs, which is to procreate, to continue life, to continue the species. And if we think about this from the perspective of narcissism, well, narcissism is that same energy, just in an uncontrolled manner. So making healthier life choices was part of what contributed to whatever this hardship is that you've recently felt or that you've recently had to go through. Yeah, I think at this point in time, a lot of you are refusing to take risks. I feel like a lot of you guys are being strategic now, but I feel that you guys are open to source. You know, it is the case that whenever you go through some type of hardship, you tend to have the ability to just open yourself up to the universe and allow for the universe to take the wheel. I feel that through this hardship, a lot of you guys have become more open, more honest with yourselves. But I think you're being more honest with others. It's like at this point, there's no need for gambling because you're not part of the game. It's like you've stepped outside the game. It's almost like you've learned to master this matrix. And now you're just sitting, enjoying life, seeing what the universe brings you next, understanding that whatever it is, it tends to have the effect of amusing you. I hear that it's for my amusement. Yeah, butterfly coming out in the reverse. I feel like whatever this nesting phase was, it came to a halt. You've healed your inner child, you've grown. Well, Cameo, for that, you're going to have a personal reading. This here is a general reading. And also, the information for the personal reading is down in the description below. So make sure to go check that out. I'm doing 5 questions for $5 just in case you're wondering. Let's see. Let's get one more. Love call. Okay. So I guess maybe this one was for you. But if you're interested in more, then let me know. Love call in the reverse. You're hoping for somebody to express their love or for you to get a message of love. and for them to let you know that they're thinking of you. But I don't know. If you had a relationship that was going to a nesting phase and then it just abruptly stopped, well, one, they were operating off of ego. They were not your choices, right? However, I do get the feeling that for the last couple of months, you have been on a healing journey. If you've been paying attention to the signs and the synchronicities, you see, right here you have separation at the bottom of the deck. So, very much so, this energy right here is letting me know that all of this has happened in the past. There is sadness, as I mentioned in the description as well. You or the person that you may be thinking of, they are missing you. They are thinking about you. And yet they are unsure of the future. However, I feel like this is a phase of renewal for you. You're supposed to transform, grow, and change your mind, and understand that this transformation is like you, like a phoenix rising out of the ashes from something that pretty much burned you. And for those of you who are wishing for an ex to come back, I personally myself would say not to, but under one caveat. I would say that if they have grown spiritually, and you can tell just by their energy, just by the way that they carry themselves, and also do be aware of gaslighting, because, well, okay, so here's a way that you can tell whether somebody has changed or not. They're always going to come back to you because they're going to realize that you, among others, were the healthier choice, right? The reason why is because they're going to understand that whatever it was that they were facing, whatever choice it was that they went towards, was a snake. They found out that this energy was just playing them. So they found that you, among these other people, were the healthier choice to the degree where they now realize the energy that you put into it. They now realize the love and the care and the nurturing that you put into it. And so, in that, they're wanting to come back. Now, here's an interesting thing: all of these cards in the reverse, all of these cards in the upright. So, some of you guys might be having trouble with cutting this connection off. Um, Enchantress, this is actually just a collective reading, but it does show twin flame energy, or what appears to be a karmic twin. So take it as it resonates. This is energy that you felt in the past where you were approached. I mean, you were approached with a situation where there was heartbreak, where there was separation, where you felt like this was going to go to the nasty phase. But as I mentioned earlier in the video, there are situations in which we have a hand to play in that heartbreak too. For instance, Casey Vander mentioned that if you're with a narcissist, that one of the main reasons of why they separate from you is because you chase too much. And so what ended up happening was that in the earlier part of the spread, you stopped chasing. You actually understood your own value. And that seems to be one of the things about the collective, is that the collective is starting to understand its own intrinsic value. So now it's going to make healthier choices so that it doesn't have to deal with heartbreak. Yeah, there is a third party situation going on. Although I don't see a third party situation here per se. The snake is here. And the snake talks about competition. So you might be, yes, exactly. You did stop chasing him. And the reason why was because you started realizing that it was an unhealthy choice. And the more that you chased, the more they pulled away. So it's not that this person, I mean, it might be the case for some of you guys, but I think for a lot of you guys, it wasn't something malicious, like something that you had to look over your shoulder for, but they were very clever. And maybe at some point in time, you had called them an enemy, which just infuriated them. But the way in which they were going about these things was very unconscious. It's like they had an idea of what they were doing, but they did not know what the repercussions would be. Some of you guys might be having trouble breaking away from this person. And in that sense, I feel like there is a necessity for you to do so because then it stops the pattern. I can say that with certainty that in my life, there was a pattern of disrespect coming from my ex fiance. And this pattern of disrespect didn't stop until after I left. And then even now, when I bring certain things up, especially when talking to her friend actually agrees with me, which is something that I couldn't say used to happen before. But at the same time, I'm very certain that she's had talks with her friend and she understands now basically whatever it was that I brought into her life: stability, love, joy, peace. Yeah, it was difficult to let go. Yeah. And in terms of that, the betrayal, yeah. See, the more you pull away, the more they lose their passion. And that's just something natural for a narcissist to do. But here's the thing, that they face their karma, especially once you leave. They feel regret, they feel remorse, they feel all of the different feelings that are the flip side of the emotions in which they pass to you. Yeah, and as difficult as it might seem, especially for those of us who have children, sometimes you just have to choose yourself and choose self respect, self love, and self care. Once you do that, you actually rise above it, you grow, you transform, just like the phoenix. Fairly certain that a lot of you have had a phoenix type of situation go on where maybe you had to leave, maybe you had to face some difficulty after you left. I myself faced 6 days of homelessness and then a month and a half in two different motels. Although one of them it kind of seemed like a vacation because it had a pool, and I understood it as that time to rest. And so I ended up understanding what it was all for. I ended up knowing that I was going to move into a place of my own, in which I am here right now, being able to do these readings for you guys. It's been a minute since I've been able to do these readings, though. I Let's just say I had to draw the inspiration for myself, and now here I am. But I'm glad that I actually made the choice to do this because I see that some of you are benefiting from it. Yep, there you go. You know, there's a set of lyrics that I have. It's actually the third part of a song that I made and that I'm actually working on and about to release soon enough. It goes like this: staying true to the universe, staying true to my success, staying true to my artistry, universe handles the rest. So now I go on trusting. Last relationship I had left that shit resting. Can you feel this energy, particulates bustling? Kind of like when I go ham doing that resting. Like when I do that resting, but with my own ring. It's fire lit within my own being is bioelectric. Vitality is on the rise. I'm isoelectric. My whole being, I am so isometric. Spitting these eclectic flows of currents that eddy and run. I work now to steady my funds. Realize I am the best, I am second to none. Have second place on the run immensely. You should all be careful in the way that you test me. But a river of compassion that is flowing the best, see. So, as you mentioned, steadying your funds, right? That's technically one of the things that tends to happen when you release yourself from narcissistic influence, because they take hold of your funds and they take hold of your emotions or your energy just in general. And thank you, Enchantress. Okay, so then let's see what the advice is. Let's see what Spirit has for the advice. Let's see if there's any jumpers. Oh, well, we got a flipper. Okay. This is all about transcending your obstacles. I think it was, who was it? Hmm. I cannot remember who it was. I'm gonna have to put it in the description. I think it was Carl Jung. He says, "We do not solve our issues; we outgrow them. And in order to outgrow them, we need to learn. We need to expand. We need to raise consciousness." And Enchantress, yeah, actually, I can go with the third party general. Perhaps maybe I'll do another video hereafter and get to doing that. Also, if you want a personal reading, the description below has the prices for the different readings that I do: astrology, numerology, tarot, human design. And I'm also doing a special right now, 5 questions for $5. So just in case you're interested, anything that you guys send my way helps. Um, I'll just show you guys real quick. I just moved into my new spot, so as you can see, I have no furnishings whatsoever. Pretty much my bed over there, air mattress. I have a lot of different things that are going on with that, and any little bit that you guys do send my way would actually help out quite a bit. If you guys do wish to donate to the channel, the different bits of information that you need in order to donate in whatever fashion you can, any little bit helps. By the way, is right there in the description below as well. And also, any little bit you guys do send helps me to engage myself a lot more into these readings by, I guess you could say, easing my necessity for searching other financial ventures. I was hoping to make this a full-time job for me, just be able to put readings out and do all those things. Also, if you guys have any decks that you want to donate, just go ahead and message me. I'll go ahead and send my address, and from there, you guys will see them in these readings. I do look forward to other decks and stuff like that. I will be buying other decks here in the near future myself. Okay, so understand why you were stabbed in the back, or understand why you felt this pain, right? The separation might feel like a shocking attack, but I feel like the universe is saying this wasn't a shocking attack at all. It's almost like we led the way to our own destruction in a way, by the very things that we did, that we let these other people get away with. The word that I'm hearing right now is enabling. We enabled these people to do what they did to us. And in that, we incriminate ourselves as well. I feel like the advice is look out for the deception that you might see. I mean, you're already well versed in it. So if you see these red flags in other people, and even possible um, candidates, I guess you could say, for lack of a better word, understand that if you go into something like that, you're going to be experiencing that same thing. However, I do feel that you now have the ability to change that and to change that reality. even in the people that you see and that you meet. Healing heart. I feel like what this card is saying is talking about healing from your heartbreak, talks about understanding how not to get into another toxic relationship or how not to let your addictions lead you into another toxic relationship. If you go into a toxic relationship, understand what it is that you're walking into. Understand what it is that you're trying to get out of that situation, especially once you find out that it's a toxic relationship. And expect nothing more, nothing less. Do have gratitude, though, for such things. And understand that if you do not learn from the past, you will repeat the past. It's all based on your perception, okay? Your perception is everything. And to the narcissistic influences, perception is what they see and what they feel right in front of them. If you want to learn how to control a narcissist, that's technically how to do it. Play on their feelings, play on their perceptions. They technically do the same thing, but I feel like if you do that, though, just be ready for the karma and the consequences that arise from it. Ooh, you had 3 cards come out. Cupid's arrow, love call in the reverse, and the clock. Okay, so I feel like if you guys have faith in the situation, I feel like you should place your faith in something else. Love is coming, but not specifically from this person, especially with the love call card in the reverse. I feel like a lot of you still need to work on yourselves. So if there is a surprise meeting or invitation, I feel like some of you guys will hesitate. But the clock here in the reverse kind of gives me the idea that perhaps some of you guys are ready. Some of you have made the progress already. And now it's time to open up to new love. That's only going to be for some of you. Because I feel like some of you guys are still stuck in the space of nostalgia and thinking about this other person and seeing all of the different ways in which maybe there could have been something to, rekindle, something to fix. Not exactly sure if there's anything to fix though, because with the axe now coming out in the upright, and with this frustrated card, I feel like you would just be frustrated in that relationship. I mean, take it as it resonates, but the next card after that is date. So I think it's time for you to date. I think it's time for you to open up to new love. I think it's time for you to understand how to spot deception and how to spot, all of these signs of narcissism so that you can find your divine counterpart by raising consciousness and evolving into a certain space, a certain vibration. Because in, we attract the ones that we are in the vibration for. And if you rise above the energies of a karmic relationship, then you're sure to meet your divine counterpart. And that's something to have faith for. All right, so thank you guys for being here. If you enjoyed it, go ahead and hit that like button. If you feel like donating to the channel, then please do so. It's very much appreciated. I'll see about putting out a party reading right now and see what comes up in that. We kind of got a general idea in this one, dealing with a relationship where you were the chaser and now you're being chased. And if not, then that was spirit protecting you from such influences. So if that resonates with you guys, then go ahead and hit that like button. Do go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Follow me for more. And I'll see you guys on the next one, right? You guys take care.